Thursday night, everybody. What is going on? It is Wrestling Outlet. I am Boxman. Across from me is that gorgeous guy in a Chicago hat.
That's right, voice of generations, Smark and Boxman.
That's right. The voice of a generation. Smark Wahlberg. How's it going, my man? Smark, how was your let's ask, how was your Halloween, man?
Yeah, it was pretty good, pretty good. Just hanging out, watching some movies, eating some pizza, having a good day. How was yours? How was going trick or treating with the kids, that kind of stuff? What were you doing? How was yours?
It was cool. It was cool. Boy, it's funny. You said watch out for cars last week jokingly, and I'm like, oh, there's not a lot of cars, a lot of golf carts. Not this year. People were driving their kids around,
Mm-hmm.
just going house to house, stopping, and I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck that. I'm getting some like fucking. I might just buy me a motorcycle to do it next year. Drag the kids on the motorcycle.
Drag them on the motorcycle, huh?
Well, people had carts on the back of their, like, I saw four wheelers with trailers on them. I saw motorcycles with trailers on them. I saw bikes with trailers on them. I saw cars pulling trailers. I saw what are those little not golf carts, but like the Polaris type fancy ones with pulling carts with kids, hay bales and carts. It was pretty cool to go around there, but you could tell that was right neighborhood to go to. The kids got a lot of full size candy bars in that neighborhood. I
Right
told
on.
you, man, we're going to the lake, buddy. We're going to the rich people, baby.
There was, I saw it passing one of the like more upper class neighborhoods in my general area. They had fucking police cars all the way over there because it was just like a line of cars from like end to end, the beginning of the street, the end of the street. It's like, well, that's
Wow.
clearly where the rich neighborhood is.
We first took the kids to a little thing that actually the police and firemen were having downtown, and it was cool. They had little booths, and you played games and got to see what either candy or one of the guys 3D printed all these little. He had like Yoda, like a baby Yoda Halloween themed, and minions. He did he 3D printed all these things for the kids, so he was giving those out, and but they had candy, free hot dogs, free
Right on.
drinks. If you know donated $1, you got a free drink. So really, a drink was $1, and you got the hot dog with it. So whatever.
How much was the handshake? You got the hot dog. Did you have to pay for the handshake?
I don't know, man. I didn't go for the handshake. I was worried. I was worried. I was worried about the shake part.
Hmm?
It's a weird town around here sometimes, I'll tell you that. But no, the kids had a good time. They got a ton of candy. Even my 17-year-old went. He went as a king with jeans on. What is a king with pair of jeans on?
Hmm.
And I'm like, you're really going as a king? I'm like, that's kind of a political statement at this point. But no, luckily no one mentioned anything about it. But they had a good time. They had a really good time. My son, my middle one looked. He just was in a black suit with red eyes. I don't know what they call it, but whatever it was. And my daughter was Hawk Girl from the new Superman movie.
I have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. So we all went out as that, and I just went out as a dude.
There you go.
Not a lot of parents were dressed up. I was kind of right in line with everybody else. There weren't a lot of parents dressed up around there. They were mostly driving their kids around cars or golf carts or any other ATV or some kind of vehicle. That's what most parents were doing.
Fair enough. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, yeah, but there were some cool houses there, man. Really creatively, done. When you go around the rich people, they got money to decorate.
Right
I
on.
can't decorate. I'm not going to run a cord 2 acres across my yard.
There's a local company around here that does like lighting displays, Nuka lights, and they had a little like a you could drive up to it, and it was a whole Halloween display. They had a bunch of different like light setups and animatronics and whatnot. Kind of had it all decked out, and it was completely free. You just kind of go around like a circle. It's like a corporate building, or it had a bunch of different like corporate buildings in the general area. Yeah, but it was completely free, and all you had like there was a section where you could like donate canned goods and stuff, but it wasn't mandatory. You could just go check it out for free if you wanted to.
That's pretty cool. People starting to do some.
Trina says if your son dressed as Jerry the King and took your daughter trick or treating, that would be the most on point costume ever.
Yeah, my daughter's only 6. That's that that sickens and angers me at the same time to think about that. But anyway, please let's move on.
My joke was going to be because you said he was the king, and you said he was 17. I was like, wow, that's actually the last year of eligibility for Jerry the King, so it's like kind of thematically appropriate.
Yeah, still sickening and angering him.
Still no good. I hear you.
Kind of glad I have beer tonight. I did. Back to the beer. Back to the beer, sir.
Back to the beer.
I took 2 weeks off. I was very good. I didn't complain. I didn't bitch. But I went and got some today while I was out working.
Nice.
Yeah, I decided to grab a few. I had a good day. I had a good day out here. So,
Hey, so speaking of things that are like actually appropriate and won't make you angry, did you see the new "I Like Me," the John Candy documentary?
I have not yet, and I seriously want to. I'm hearing really good things about it. I do want to check that out. Netflix, right?
I want to say Prime Video.
Prime
Not
Video.
positive, though.
I got that too. I need to look. I need to watch that. I'm a huge John Candy fan. I think we've established that over the years. Loved him. Just one of the most like relatable dudes that, to be out there. And we lost him way too early. I think we really would have got a lot of better parts out of him. But you could see in the movie Wagons East he did with what is it, Richard Lewis? No, Richard Lewis. That he was hurting in that movie, and he passed soon after. So, but yeah, I want to watch that. I've heard a lot of good things about that documentary, and I want to check that out. Like I said, I was a huge John Candy. I did a show on John Candy, like the day I got out of the hospital for something. So,
Yeah.
well, it was planned, and I did it. So. I wasn't missing doing a John Candy show, even though I was like at like 80%. I wasn't missing doing a John Candy show. God damn, what the hell's in my eye?
I have no clue.
I don't either. It feels like something flew in there. Did something fly in my eye? I don't know. I hope it's not like alien and something starts popping out of my eyes or anything. Okay, I think I'm good.
Right on.
Yeah, but man, with this crazy week that has happened this week, I think it's a good thing we're going to be here. We got wrestling to talk about this week. Nothing that crazy happened this week. No. But we're going to try to stick to wrestling, unless you guys make us go the other way. But we are going to try to stick to doing some wrestling. I'm going to turn my mic down. It sounds like it's very loud in my ear for some reason. There we go. That should do a little better. I don't know why we just sound very like overmodulated loud. Don't want to do that. But all right. So anything else, or you want to go ahead and get to wrestling and knock this motherfucker out?
Nothing I can really think of.
No, nothing here either, man. It's just been a crazy week. A couple of new companies popping up around here. That makes me happy. Norab, what's going on, brother? Yeah, there's some new companies popping up around here, and that's a very good thing. There's a lot of buildings around here that are open that used to be full, and seems like they're starting to fill up. So I don't know. I got a few things working out here that I just need to get a warehouse, and I'll be good to go.
Not necessarily the same thing, but we're starting to get a lot of like r- kind of regional fast food places popping up here. We got a Culver's
Oh,
got over here. That's pretty good. We got a Whataburgers coming in December, I think. So
Whataburger, good stuff. Good stuff. We have I got a Whataburger down the road, like literally right down the road, next exit down from me, and it's all like a 50s dine connected to a gas station. A lot of the fast food places here are connected to gas stations out in this area because I'm on a trucker road. I think I've mentioned this many a times. I'm on kind of a trucker road here. I'm on I-20. It goes between Florida and Louisiana and Texas. So I'm an hour from Louisiana. So big time trucker road. So a lot of the truck stops are also, they got a fast food place connected to them. So, but the Whataburger down the road is like completely like a 50s diner. I mean, motorcycles in on the shelves, real motorcycles, all kinds of 50s stuff, Elvis records, all kinds of shit that is just, it's really a cool little Whataburger, not just a you know, regular Whataburger. It's cool to take the kids to it because you know, not many 50s diners left in the world.
they're surprisingly prevalent around here.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a couple of like little local like there's a place here called City Cafe, which oh boy, there is a very inappropriate story that I could share with you that will only take but a minute. Um, I was a while back. I was dating a girl who was telling me the story about how she had a miscarriage. And she went to City Cafe afterwards and got a pie, and it was so good that it made her forget about it. And I did not ask what slice of pie that was because I'd be very interested in trying it if it was a pie so that it made you forget having a miscarriage. Any hoozles. There's a couple of other ones around here, and like in kind of the Pigeon Forge area, they have a bunch of different diners because they like to do the whole old timey like 50s thing because it's a tourist destination, but it's also a tourist destination that caters to a lot of the older demographic. So shit like
Okay.
diners and stuff like that are very popular.
All right. All right. That's cool. That's a good
It's
thing. We had a few out here, but none that are really. And in this little town, there's not really any. The only thing that I feel like are just old school is, like I've said, we still have the sit down red cup. Oh, look, there's a sit down Pac-Man game over there. Pizza Huts.
mm, right on.
We still have those all over the place here. Almost, I'd say 95% of the Pizza Huts out here in East Texas are that. There's a few that are just, a standing delivery only place or, pickup and delivery, but most of them here are sit down, come have some pizza. Still
Buffet
got the
or
red
no?
cups. Still got the fucking red cups, baby.
Buffet or no?
They do have lunch buffets still. They don't do the dinner buffet. I don't think they do. But I mean, we've got CC's for that, but I hate CC's pizza.
It's not great.
No. The problem is they don't put sauce on their fucking pizza. Whatever ratio of sauce they use doesn't fly with me.
I'd gone there one time, like right before there was going to be a party after work, and like I'd worked the afternoon shift and I wasn't working the night shift, so I just had time to kill before I could get like a ride from a designated driver. So I ended up walking over to a CC's, and I felt so fucking bizarre because I was like just by myself, a grown adult man eating at a CC's. And it was just like it was a Friday night. There was just nothing but children and me, and I just felt so uncomfortably wrong about it.
You
Uh,
do what you got to do, man. You do what you got to do.
So apparently there's more Hugsy news. Hugsy has heat with Conan again. He messed with the audio for the interviews Conan and Disco did with Cross and Kofi.
Okay. Is
Hmm.
this like Is this like Good Morning Vietnam when Robin Williams messed with Nixon's audio?
Are you suggesting that Hugsy should kill himself?
No, I love that movie, and that's exactly what Adrian Cronauer did in that movie. Is he messed with Nixon's audio, and it got him in trouble.
I saw the movie, but I'll be damned if I can tell you anything that happened in it.
I was on a military movie kick this weekend, and that was one of them that I decided to watch. Was born Good Morning Vietnam. I watched Born on the Fourth of July over the weekend. I don't know why. I just suddenly got on a military movie kick. I watched Casualties of War, Platoon. I think that was about it. Because then I started watching, because we mentioned Planet of the Apes last week, and I decided to finish watching those. Not, I even watched the Mark Wahlberg one.
I have a
The
really good
real,
joke that I'm just going to sit on. I'll tell you later. Anyways, Rob says we can finally order a pizza for delivery. Uh, Trina says if Vince McMahon is found not guilty, will he shout "unbelievable" when the verdict is read?
I don't know, but I think it's funny how people have suddenly made Vince like the baby face. I mean, people are begging for him to come back to the company now. Triple H sucks. This guy, he's over there with Trump. If you don't think that Vince would be doing probably the same thing Triple H is doing, I think you're crazy.
I
Him and
think
Trump
the bigger
have a good relationship.
problem.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think most people know that. I think the bigger problem is more so just that they're price gouging people in each and every single event, and then also like buying up other companies in other countries and also price gouging those people.
Okay, I get it. But here's the thing: if you guys remember, Vince was not a majority owner in that, a majority stakeholder in that company anymore. So he wouldn't have been able to override these decisions. I guarantee these are TKO decisions. I
Right.
I honestly do not put this on WWE as an entity. I put this on TKO. Dude, I've said before, these tickets for UFC are ridiculous. That is why you look at the fucking audience. It's mostly pretty people and celebrities who have money. That's who that's who they catered to. So I don't really feel this is a WWE issue. I think TKO told them you're crazy for charging what you charge. They will pay to go to your shows if they like it enough, and they'll pay more to do it. Less is more. And it's been the TKO model for not the TKO, the UFC model for a while. I keep saying TKO. TKO is UFC and WWE together. Even before that, UFC tickets were ridiculous. So I still say, even if Vince was in charge, I still think the tickets would be ridiculous right now. I don't think the booking would be that much different, to be honest with you. I said before, years ago, I said nothing is going to change when if Triple H takes over. Triple H was groomed, not in a bad way. I'm not, please, not in a bad way. Don't start it, Smark. Triple H was groomed and brought up to run that company like a McMahon because he learned from a McMahon, the McMahon, Vince McMahon. And Stephanie is her father's daughter. And she is more like Vince than we all know. We've seen it on television. She's just like her dad. Nothing was going to change if the regime was going to change over to Stephanie and Triple H. I knew that. Everyone should have known that. It should have been pretty obvious to everybody. Listen, I know everybody was hopeful. Oh, no, Triple H is a fan. He loves this. He loves that. Yeah. Seems like the only one he's letting do what he wants is Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels seems to just realize men love great asses. So he keeps hiring women in NXT with great asses.
I mean, that's not unsimilar to the Tony Khan women's division business strategy either. To be fair.
I am not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. It's just I noticed most of the time when people post pictures of these girls, they're looking back.
Mhm.
They're turned, they got their ass facing you. They're looking back at you. And all people talk about is their assets, not their wrestling ability, but they're talking about their assets. That's about it. And again, I see nothing wrong with this, but I'm
Listen,
just saying.
I don't
But
fault him at all either, because if it was my company, Low Advice would have the fucking Athena title run where she's been champion for like 2,000 years at this point.
well, I'm surprised Nikita Lyons hasn't been champion 5 times over. Well, if she stops
I
getting
am.
hurt, she might be.
He wants to. Every time she gets in the ring, she fucking breaks something, the poor girl.
You're right. You're right. You're right. He's probably waiting for the day he can do it. So, but I really feel that no matter who was in charge, TKO was good. UFC/TKO was going to make decisions monetarily. Vince was not a majority holder in that company anymore, so he had been able to override this stuff. He could have complained about it. He could have bitched about it. He could have taken it to the board, but he was off the board too. So where was what? No, there was nothing. All Vince could have done is sit there and gone, I'd really rather keep it family friendly, which I don't see Vince saying that. You don't think Vince would want to maximize his money if TKO made the offer less is more and people will pay and it started working? I think Vince would be charging more.
It
How's that?
seemed like to me that he just kind of wanted to keep doing house shows, and he wanted to keep like basically just have like the same customer base. Basically, he wanted to just build a like consistent customer base. Whereas with them, they just seem like they just want to get as much money as humanly possible. Um, what was my other point? Oh, what I was going to say was about. No, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to interrupt, and then I have a bad memory, and then just fucking lose track of things. You're right about UFC being fucking ridiculously expensive even before the whole TKO thing, but UFC was its own entity for a very long time, and there weren't really competitors. I mean, there was Bellator, it was like Elite FC or some bullshit, but like not really, you know. Like after
Right.
Pride died, that was basically their only competition, and they bought
True.
them up. Um, with wrestling, there are other competitors, like at least alternatives. Like I don't know, you can fucking argue with semantics whether you want to consider AEW a competitor or not. But if you keep charging people fucking $1,000 for seats, they're going to become a competitor pretty damn quick.
Maybe, but you can argue that is AEW family friendly just because of ticket prices, but they also, and I'll admit we had this whole argument, the old Amanda Huber. Look what they do on some of their pay-per-views. They do get bloody, they do some attempted murder stuff. Now, I'm not upset by it because I hate to say this, but this is the time when you get to be a parent and explain to kids what this is, that this is, an act. This is a live movie you're watching. You're watching the taping of a movie here, is all this is. So you get to be a parent. I know not everybody wants to do that, but there is an argument, is AEW family friendly just because of ticket prices? I'd say yes. And again, it depends on who the parent is. Depends on if you want your kids watching stuff like that. I know a lot of people that said they wouldn't have let their kids watch the Attitude Era. I would have.
I did. I was that kid.
You were the kid, but I would have let my kids watch. I mean, I definitely would. I mean, I was old enough to watch it at that point. I was in my 20s, but
I mean, even like WCW and NWA and like territory days, they had fucking dog collar matches and cage matches, and just, I mean, it's a little bit more. The spots that they're doing are a little bit more risque, I guess, if you really want to call it that. But it's nothing fucking insane. Like I think most kids are sensible enough to know that you're not supposed to like chase people around with flamethrowers or try to drown them in fish tanks or whatever the fuck.
sure. And again, if parents are being parents, you look at your kids, you watch what they're watching. You should know what they're watching, and you go, kids, you would never do this in real life. First of all, you would, there's things you would do in real life. You would grab their arms, get out of there. But it's just, there's, I get it. I know WWE's ticket prices are getting ridiculous. Everyone knows it. But I do understand the argument of AEW isn't family friendly just because they're less expensive. I get the argument. I feel they are. I feel they can be if you can be a parent. It's amazing. The two people I've heard make the argument that AEW is not family friendly because they have blood, a little bit of blood and violence, are not parents, have no kids. So, and I'm not saying that makes their opinion any less, but having kids, knowing what I've let my kids watch before, my 17-year-old is at the point where he's watching Dexter. Is a little blood on TV going to upset him? My 12-year-old watches anime. He understands what blood means and things are fake. He understands. And I've told him before, wrestling is fake. My daughter, she couldn't care less about wrestling. She doesn't even like watching it. She likes watching the girls flip around because it's the girls. But she doesn't care. Nora, we'll get into Ridge Holland, and I do agree with that too. I think the people the number of people going after Ridge Holland is horrible. We'll definitely get into that as we're going through talking here. We got some Ridge Holland stuff to get into a little bit later. But this was pretty much a conversation I didn't even expect to have. But there you go.
It's weird to do such a long detour about something that is actually still wrestling related.
Well,
because we did a detour, but we actually still kept it thematically on topic. So it's like, I feel like that's a first.
It is. It kind of kept us on top. Well, because he mentioned Vince, and it kind of brought us to this, but it is on topic because everyone is complaining about the ticket prices right now. And I get it. I do. But this is where we're at right now. There's only one way to stop it. Don't pay.
Steal.
No. That's television. There's only one way to stop them from charging live ticket prices, and that's if y'all stop going. I mean, I saw the attendance for SmackDown. I always wait when people post those pictures because someone will always post another picture and be like, yeah, this was before the show started, like 8 hours before the show started. But there was a picture of SmackDown having horrible attendance. The only way these shows you're gonna impact the ticket pricing is if you stop paying the ticket prices. And unfortunately, people aren't going to do that because there's people out there that can afford it. There's people out there that will pay anything to see their kids smile. There's people out there that just enjoy it, want to see it themselves. So, it is what it is, but there's only one way to stop something like this from bleeding, and that's to just stop it. You can't keep giving it anything. Quit feeding the bear.
All right, so you guys had to go out. That was safe Halloween. It was a good Halloween. I had a good Halloween. I was in my house, so I was safe.
We're here, so it was safe enough.
I don't really drink anymore, so it's nice and safe now.
Well, I mean, you can. I do.
Oh, for sure. From time to time, but it's become more of like, I don't know, 5 to 6 times a year versus like 5 to 6 times a week. So we're doing all right.
Yeah, I've kind of gone from Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. And well, last week I did Friday, Saturday because just it was a Friday, Saturday thing. And then Sunday I didn't, and the whole week I didn't. I've been pretty good. For the past, I've really cut back. I was drinking, dude. I'll be honest. I was drinking 8 to 9 every night. And at my age, that ain't good. It's catching up to me. And I've been doing that for years.
See,
I mean,
I was never really a big beer drinker, but I would be drinking like half a bottle to a bottle of vodka a night. And I was like, oof,
yeah,
not great.
that's I listen. I've got a guy who worked for me who was a good friend of mine named Jared who drank Crown, nothing but Crown, 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 Crown. Ended up with cirrhosis of the liver and dying before he was 40 from drinking. So, I mean, beer isn't the worst thing, but I really had to cut back. It was not only getting expensive, but I'm 50, man. I was starting to feel it. I was starting to feel it in the mornings.
Yeah.
By it would take me like 3 hours in the morning to kind of get the cobwebs out and get moving.
Mm-hmm.
I started eating breakfast. It helped. It would only take me about an hour and a half. Because I've never been a breakfast person. I don't usually eat breakfast. I wait for lunch and then I treat myself to a huge fucking lunch. And then at like 2 o'clock, I'm ready to pass out because I ate so fucking much for lunch. So I had to stop that too. So I decided to start eating breakfast and eating a smaller lunch and not killing myself.
Salt Lake City, they do okay, but it does better for you. See, I'm assuming that was the SmackDown photos that you were talking about. I don't know where they were last. I'm assuming, or they did the Saturday night's main event in Salt Lake, I think, right?
Yeah, some new champions. Got Punk as champion, as WWE champion now. That's pretty cool. I think 3 championships changed. I forgot which other ones. I can't remember, but I know Punk is your new champion. That's a good thing. Not sure that would have happened if Seth Rollins didn't get hurt, but I'm happy. I'm happy for Punk. I know he loves being champion and was kind of shooting for another run with that championship. So here it is. Happy for him.
Jade won the title. Jade won the title from Tiffany Stratton, I believe.
There you go. That's another one, and I think there might have been one more.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one was. I, truth be told, did not watch that show. So
I didn't either. I've just been hearing a lot about it, and I listened to Solid Monster's review of it just to kind of know what happened. But I have not watched it either. All right. I guess we can get into what we actually had planned. Jade beat Tiffany. Okay.
turned heel the week before. So there you go.
Yeah. There it is. All right. So let's get into some news. I didn't put it in the order I usually do. It's been a very long day today. I'm sorry. Smark knows I got in here at like a minute before the show started. So
I was on time for once. I threw off the bell and said SMS.
you were early, to be honest with you. That's why I was like, oh shit, I got plenty of time. Nope, I don't. But yeah, I made it. But let's see. Dominic beat Rusev. Beat Rusev. Penta and Cody retain. I knew Cody was going to retain over Drew, especially when it was the first match. I knew that was going to happen. Cody always retains, whether you like it or not. Smart.
There's a reason why I don't watch two shows.
I get it. I understand. I do.
And trust me, AEW is not doing me any favors either right now. They did back-to-back Don Callis segments, and we'll get into that eventually.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into quick AEW news right now because next week's Mark, we all know what's happening next week on AEW. It is Blood and Guts. And if you're wondering, are they going to be rushing the show? Is anything going to go wrong? No. They actually already have a 2.5-hour block scheduled for that night. So they do have runtime. Now, this is according to Yahoo Sports, and they're saying right now this is but this is from them checking the runtime on TSN in Canada. So they're kind of assuming that it's going to be the same runtime here in the U.S. I would assume the same thing. But there you go. So if you were wondering, are they going to have to rush off the air for anything? The answer is no, because they've already got time blocked out and they are ready to have that show run over. I think this is going to be a fucking pretty goddamn good show, man. I mean, right now you've got, let's see, we had the teams made for, the women's teams made official on Collision. Jamie Hayter made the challenge, so we got the Triangle of Madness and Jamie Hayter, and we got the Statlander with Tony Storm, with Jamie Hayter, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, and Queen Aminata against Bane and Shafir, with Mercedes Monet, Tekla, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. So that's going to be a pretty cool match right there. Then you got the men's match, which was the Blood and Guts, which we all know, kind of confirmed on Dynamite, which we all knew anyway, which is the conglomeration with Darby and against the Death Riders. We all knew that was going to happen anyway. So that's going to be a good match. Plus, we get Pac in that match, who hasn't really done too much since he's been back lately. So it'll be good to see him doing a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's kind of turned out to be a good show, and I'm sure we'll get, a little more. We got Collision coming up still. So yeah, it is a 12-woman Blood and Guts. It is gonna need a lot of tampons.
Oh my goodness, that's
oh my god, that's usually me. Holy shit!
Sorry, no,
Mark's had a busy day, I guess.
I'm a little bit tired. That's what Tony Storm was saying on commentary. So that's kind of what her bedroom looks like after a long weekend. Just blood and guts.
Blood and guts. That's right.
I feel like you would have appreciated the Tony Storm commentary experience last night because she spent almost the entire time that she was on commentary like making fun of Excalibur.
I appreciated that. Obviously, you knew I would.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy anyone who makes fun of Excalibur, and he deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, that was a good beer. That was good stuff.
Right on.
I'm having another one. All right. So I think Blood and Guts is going to turn out to be a good show next week. I think we should have plenty to talk about on Thursday with that show. Obviously, we know we'll talk about Dynamite at the end, but Dynamite definitely focused on gearing up for Blood and Guts coming up next week. That was pretty much the whole show. Wasn't the greatest show, and we'll talk about that as we get into it. But there you go. Blood and Guts will be a 2.5-hour block. Doesn't mean they're going to go 2.5 hours. It means they have the time to do it if they need to.
Oh, yes. Nora says she had a line where she wanted Sockhead to do commentary for her bedroom activities, in parentheses, orgies.
She is great, man.
I feel like Excalibur would bring down the vibe of most, if not all, orgies. Like, I don't think I want to sit there during an orgy.
Sitting there fucking jerking off with a mask on, you fucking sick human being.
Now, JR, on the other hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, man, I forgot to even put the picture up there. There we go. Blood and Guts. I forgot to put the picture up there, Blood and Guts. There we go, right there. Should be good, though, man. It should be. I think, and both those matches are going to be 2 rings, one winner. Going to be fun. 1 cage, 2 rings, 3 words. Blood and Guts.
They never will. But as long as I continue to have these matches, I'm going to continue spitting into the wind, screaming into the void, and just begging them, make it an elimination match. Like, I understand the idea of wanting to do the fucking traditional one when Cody was there. Cody's not there anymore. Cody's probably never coming back. Change it up a little bit. Make it a fucking elimination match. Because it's better than just blatant, like, just regular war games. Like, that's what I've always hated about those war games matches, is you basically just sit on your hands for, like, however long it takes for everybody to get involved in get into the
Okay.
ring and for the match to actually start.
Then they do an elimination match, and everyone says they're copying Survivor Series.
That's fine.
So-
I mean, they're already blatantly ripping off the War Games method, so it doesn't really matter.
So did TNA. They just fucking added weapons.
That's fine too. But like the whole thing is like, okay, you're supposed to having the
Yeah.
advantage is important. That's the whole thing that they try to sell you on. It's like, all right, it's important to have the advantage. Is it really when everybody has to be in the ring before the match can officially start anyway? Like, make it an
Yeah.
elimination so that way having the upper hand could actually mean something.
I'd love to have. I like eliminations. I love that. That's a great idea. I think they should do it too. But it's. You're right. It is more War Games, and we used to get William Regal out there with blood and guts, but they let him go. They didn't fire him. They literally let him leave. That's what I meant to say. That they didn't let him go. I misspoke. Well, I didn't really misspeak.
The refs is really go over there a lot of time. Impractical Jokers is after the show. I like the idea that just implies that he'd be more interested in watching an Impractical Jokers rerun than Blood and Guts, which is funny to me. But from what you were saying, they're supposed to be going over the usual runtime. Supposed to have, you said, 30 extra minutes?
I guess so. I mean, they had extra time on this show this week. They ran over by at least 5 minutes.
Ah, right on.
So they had extra time on this show too. But I don't know. I'm actually looking forward to Blood and Guts next week. I think we got 2 good matches. This is the first women's Blood and Guts match, isn't it? They haven't done this before.
As far as I can recall, yeah, I believe this is the first time.
This is going to be good. You got Tony Storm in there, who does not mind getting bloody. We know that, so I expect to see a little bit of a. I mean, if the show is called Blood and Guts, I believe parent discretion is advised. As we were talking about earlier, we'll just keep that going. They do like going overtime, man. Look, Raw used to do it. SmackDown used to do it until they moved to network stations, and then networks were like, "Go fuck yourself. We got news to play. we got to get news on." Then if those old people don't have their news at 10 o'clock exactly, no.
I used to love that as a kid because they would like start off on the commentary. They'd be like, "We're going to go until there's a winner," and like usually that just means that the match is going to be like 3 minutes, and they're still going to hit the normal runtime anyway.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Like we're going to get a winner."
The only time I used to love when they said that is when JR would say it on Raw.
Mm.
Because you knew they were going to run over until there was a winner, and it wasn't like, okay, this match will be over in about 30 seconds because they got to get the fuck off air. And we mentioned this a few weeks ago. That was a good thing about Heat, because if a match was going and they were running over and they were going into a pay-per-view, good cover on that yawn. They would just bleed it into the pay-per-view, just like, we kind of said it was cool that Tony Khan did that for the last pay-per-view. We just bled the show into it. So, they used to do the same thing. They used to do the same shit, man. But, okay, let's do a little bit of AEW news here and talk a little bit about MJF. Now, MJF, we all know, been absent for a little while. And we've also been dabbling in the acting, if you will. Was in Happy Gilmore 2. And he's going to film Violent Nights 2. He's doing that right now. But that's going to be released in December of next year, not this year. Now, it seems to be that the old acting bug has kind of bitten him pretty bad, because he's getting offers and he's taking them. There's a new movie that he will be a part of called Stranglehold, directed by Clark Duke. You're going to have names such as Justin Long, Ashley Benson, Ryan Nemeth is going to be in this movie, and former WWE broadcaster Caleb Braxton has a part in this movie. So MJF is making his rounds into the movie business, and I got to tell you, AEW might want to be worried a little bit with this because MJF had some momentum after Happy Gilmore 2 about how good he was in that movie, not just in the wrestling world, but I mean, we played a clip where Adam Sandler praised the shit out of this guy as how professional he was, how nice he was on set, so you start getting that reputation with a guy like Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler has a very good habit of taking care of the guys he likes. I would expect to see MJF in more Adam Sandler movies, number one. And if that goes well, you know how that goes for some of those Sandler guys.
I know what you're saying, but if I can be the devil's advocate on that, I think that actually kind of bodes well for AEW in a sense, because like when it comes to contract negotiations and shit, like you're kind of looking at similar money either way, but with WWE, you have the opportunity to be on more platforms, be on more shows, do more things in the media, in the press than you would typically tend to get in AEW. Like, they show up on like fucking Sports Center all the time, Pat McAfee show, shit like that, like different, Tonight Show, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So, if AEW is going to start having the opportunity to like build on that stuff, and you could actually still get a shot at becoming a star outside of wrestling while being under the AEW umbrella, that kind of bodes well for them potentially.
Yeah, I do see it. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. And you're right. Sandler is teasing a Grown Ups 3. I know he said he wouldn't do it because of, oh my God, what was that kid's name? Was his name Cameron? The kid that passed away, cancer. I think his name was Cameron. I forgot. But, he had such a good, I think after the reception he got for putting him in that little clip in Happy Gilmore 2, that he might want to do a third one to pay respects to him. I get it. I'm not going to shit on Sandler for saying he wouldn't do it and then doing it. I don't think it's a money grab. I think Sandler's got enough money to not give a fuck. I mean, he literally said, I would rather spend $30 million for a 3-second clip, which is what he had to put into that movie to do it. If he's willing to spend $30 million on 3 seconds, $10 million a second, then I say Grown Ups 3, fucking do it. I'll be honest with you. That was another movie that I watched Sunday night, 1 and 2. I don't know why. I felt like watching them. I watched both of them. I would love to see a third one. I hope they have Rob Schneider in it. I like Rob Schneider. I think he's hilarious. I think he's pretty good. But I think, and I mean, my God, I could see Rob Schneider and MJF in a movie right away. Those two guys. Actually, MJF kind of looks like a more jacked Rob Schneider, if you really think about it. MJF is just a more jacked Rob Schneider. Look at him. He kind of is.
I can see it, I guess.
And taller. I probably think he's taller.
Yeah, probably.
Rob's a little guy. Rob is a little guy. He is. He's a small guy. I think he's funny though. His newer stand-up isn't great. It's very politically charged. So if you're not into that, you might not really enjoy his comedy at this point. But oops, hold on. I'm reconnecting.
I can still hear you.
I'm not sure if I'm reconnecting or Smart. There you go. We got each other back now. We good?
I can hear you.
Rob Schneider was doing he was doing the stuff with Charlie Kirk, the college campuses. He was actually there's videos of him with Charlie Kirk doing those. So a lot of his comedy now is very politically charged. So if you don't really want to listen to that, just watch the movies, I promise. But there you go. I enjoy the comedy. It doesn't I laugh. Actually, before I came in here, I was watching 15 Minutes with Robert De Niro. That's a good one. That's a good movie. I like that one. So now we're getting into the Ridge Holland thing. And Norad was kind of talking about that a little bit earlier. We said we would get into it, and here we go. We are talking about it now. Now, Ridge Holland is injured. Now, he got injured working a match in TNA, who WWE is affiliated with now. And he's been out for a while, and he was a little bit unhappy and took to social media to kind of complain. And since he was complaining, WWE had already told him they weren't going to renew his contract, which is up in the middle of this month. So while he was injured, they just, since he was bitching, they just said, fuck it. We'll just stop your deal now. So the critical posts about the company were viewed as breach of contract by TKO. See, even something as simple as that can be considered breach of contract. Now, you see what they're doing here? If they wanted to fuck with this guy for a year, they could probably do that too. It's probably in his contract. I don't think they're going to. But you have to be very careful when you leave somewhere nowadays, and especially on social media. Social media is taken so seriously by jobs now because you're putting that out there to everybody at this point, and nothing on the internet goes away. Smark knows that. I know that. You all know that. So if you put something out there critical towards a company, it's never gone. You can't delete it, and it's just gone. Someone clipped that. Someone got a hold of that. They take it as breach of contract for him going out there and doing what he did. So he did feel like he was kind of hung out to dry, and that he got fucked in his deal. Now, WWE is supposedly still paying for the injury and all the surgeries and stuff, which that's fine. But now he's saying he might need surgery on his neck. He's not sure if WWE will pay for that. I know his wife started a GoFundMe. I know, I think Jericho donated money, and I think even Nick Massey donated money. Now everyone, Nick, the Young Bucks, Nick, and now everyone's complaining because, wait a minute, their storyline says they're broke. It's a storyline. Maybe he should have used Nick Massey thanks to Tony Khan. Maybe he should have put that, and everybody would have shut the fuck up. But
you said Nick Nemeth, as in like Dolph Ziggler, not Ryan Nemeth?
No, Nick Massey.
Oh, I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
No, Nick Massey. But as said earlier, a lot of people are going after Ridge Holland. We all know Ridge Holland was the guy that injured Big E. Wasn't on purpose. Even went to visit Big E in the hospital. Big E has forgiven him. And I think, once again, everybody's jumping on something that isn't their fucking business. Here come the perfect people once again jumping on Ridge Holland because he hurt Big E, and he hurt I think he hurt someone else, once before, but he's been hurt twice too. So everyone's jumping on him for, going back to Big E and, oh, you should have been fired back then. I think it's pretty fucked up too. I think it's pretty fucked up that people are doing this. I mean, look, the guy made him and look, it takes two to do wrestling, folks, two to tango, as they say. Big E forgave him. This is just like when everybody wanted answers from Brock Lesnar. You don't need an answer from Brock Lesnar on his involvement in the Vince McMahon thing. You don't deserve an answer. His wife deserves an answer. That's it. His kids, that's it. Not you. And this is the same thing. No one should be going after him because Big E is the one who forgave him. But no, we've got to have the IWC going after a guy because that's what the internet's all about nowadays. Negativity, beating up on someone, and just doing that. It was Ricochet. All right, you're right. Thank you, Norab. Man, you are fucking awesome. Thank you, Norab. He broke Ricochet's nose. Ricochet had to wear a face mask. Oh, well. Oh, well. Nia has hurt more people than Ridge Holland and was fired and got her job back. So everyone can take their fucking bitching and stick it up your ass. Stick it up your, yeah.
That's where my mind went to, but I was just trying to figure out a way to get that in there without like shoehorning it.
What, the did it all for the nookie reference?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, as soon as you said stick it up your ass, I'm like, yep, let's see. You can get this in here somehow.
But I feel bad for the guy. I hope he can get healed, maybe make it somewhere. I believe he was one of the NXT UK guys who kind of was transplanted over here after they sort of dissolved NXT UK. So I guess it's possible he could go back and do a little something over there if it doesn't work out for him here. But he's got to get fixed here, and then he has to be able to travel. So, that's if he decides to, go back. I don't know how long his visa is for. I don't know how long he's here for. So, I mean, all I can say is good luck to the guy. There is a GoFundMe his wife started for him. So I don't have the link, but anyway, there you go. There you go. Mark, you want to tear the fucking guy down? Go ahead. I know you don't want to. I'm just kidding.
Or do I? Follow my Twitter to find out.
What?
I said, or do I? Follow my Twitter to find out.
There you go. It's like I said, it's really becoming, the internet is becoming so disgusting. You just can't do anything. You can't comment. You can't do anything. But that's just where we are at this point. So Ridge Holland had been released though, while he is healing. So I mean, if he needs neck surgery, it's going to be awful. Hopefully, he doesn't need neck surgery.
Says Shawn Michaels saw big potential in him. Tried him out as a singles in NXT before he got hurt and broke his leg from the dive from O'Neal Lilligan. We talked about that quite a bit. That one was fucking nasty.
Oh, that was so brutal. That was so hard to watch. I don't like watching stuff like that. I don't like watching people crash on motorcycles, skateboards. I don't like it.
It's rough, but like that Sid one fucking desensitized me.
Oh.
Like after I saw Sid's injury a couple of different times, it's just like you've seen the worst. You've seen the worst.
Oh, I still don't like watching that. I mean, you can watch. You can if you're watching the match with Angle and Bob Holly, you can see his arm break, and you can see Kurt Angle still fucking doing what he has to do. Oh, we've seen some rough stuff in wrestling, man. We saw, Triple H's fucking leg. We saw his fucking muscle go up into his leg.
There's been some pretty rough ones in the NFL this year too. There was one Sunday night, Jaden Daniels, his fucking like his elbow bent backwards.
I
It was
saw
pretty
that.
gross.
I saw some pictures of that. That looked fucking rough, dude.
The video is terrible because you can see it happen in real time. You just watch the fucking entire elbow just bend in a way that it never should. And it's like, ooh, God.
Oh, luckily I did not see that video. I don't want to watch that stuff. I don't like watching people get broken or hurt like that. It just doesn't do good for me. I no like watching. No like watching. But anyway, let's move on from that. Hopefully Rich Holland's going to be all right. We can only hope. So, a little bit more AEW news here. AEW definitely needed more titles, right, Smark?
Okay, so when they announced this on Dynamite last night, I literally rewound because I was like, oh, I didn't hear that right. They're not adding another fucking title. Like, I surely just was not paying attention. And so I rewound it and they announced that they are indeed adding another fucking title.
Yes. Yep. They are. They're adding another fucking title. This is the AEW National Championship. It's paying homage to the NWA National Championship that was introduced back in 1980, held by the likes of Jack Briscoe, Dusty Rhodes, Tully Blanchard. But eventually it was unified with the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship in 86 and reactivated in 1997 and has been in NWA ever since. So Tony Khan made sure to say that he was paying homage to that title. But it is going to be a traveling title, so the guys are going to actually hold it and go with it and do what they need to do, not like the fucking speed title that's just in name only. So that is going to happen. Now, what's going to happen with this is going to be a match at Full Gear. Right now, there are a lot of titles on the line at Full Gear right now. Hangman's defending against Samoa Joe. Statlander is defending against Mercedes Moné. FTR is trying to get the titles away from Brodito. And Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, which we will talk about a little more later, is another one right there. And including this, you have 5 matches just on Full Gear. And then you have this gauntlet match to determine the first ever AEW National Champion. So there are a lot of titles being defended on that show.
Since I thought that's what the international title was supposed to be, a traveling championship or traveling
Yeah.
champion. It's like that's what it was marketed as, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mean, they also have like the Continental Classic. And they have the fucking the Hard Cup Championship or tournament or whatever.
Yeah, the Continental Classic should be coming up on Wednesday.
Sorry, in December. They always do it at the end of the year, yeah.
December. I apologize. Why did I say on Wednesday? In December is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, for some reason, and you're right, the international title was supposed to be something like that. Meanwhile, they've got it stuck on Okada, and they're not doing anything with it. But as we've mentioned, you see a lot of the DC stuff. You see even on the ring apron, they've got all the DC characters on there, which we've been mentioning. They've got a good partnership going on with DC Universe right now. So pretty cool stuff going on there. But there you go. One more title in AE motherfucking W, because that's what they needed.
There are way too many titles.
Way too many fucking titles. I don't understand why they keep doing this.
Because, I mean, okay, they have the world title, they have the international title, they have the continental title. Because they said they weren't merging those, so they're technically, I think, still two separate things: the
Yeah.
international and the continental. You got the tag titles, the trios titles, and now they're adding another singles title. So it's like what, like six titles or so for the men's, just the men's alone.
And they haven't even crowned a women's tag team champion yet.
Which fair enough. I don't think the women's tag team titles are that bad because you don't need, if there's a men's tag team title, why
I,
not have a
I, I
women's tag
agree.
team title? But you didn't need another men's singles title. Like there's enough.
No, eventually they're gonna have to start unifying some of these fucking titles, which I don't even know if that's going to be a good thing to do, but whatever. It is what it is at this point. Um, but folks, we do have Cena's last match coming up very soon. I know everybody knows that. Actually, coming up on December 13th, it's going to be right around the corner before you know it. And people are already speculating who's going to be there. Who's going to be buying tickets for this match? Who, celebrity wise, is going to be there? Well, Tyrus, you guys remember Tyrus? Chimed in on this. What?
I said, I suppose. Former NWA World Champion, of course.
Right. Also, former the Funkasaurus in WWE. Well, he was talking. I believe this was on Fox. He was talking. No, TMZ Sports. I'm sorry. It was on TMZ. He is a Fox contributor. He has a show on Fox. But he was talking to TMZ, which he also contributes a lot to. And he was asked if he thinks that President Trump will be there. He said he 1000% believes he will be. I wouldn't doubt that, especially with Triple H's relationship with Donald Trump. I don't doubt that he will be there. I know that's going to be controversial. I know it's going to be very controversial, but I mean, just what did you see what Triple H said about President Trump, Mark?
No.
Oh, he put out a little thing. He was on a show. I forgot where he was, and he kind of put out a thing that he was talking good about Trump, but he was not talking. He never mentioned politics. Basically, he was mentioning Trump's involvement with wrestling and his personality. He never mentioned politics. He never mentioned if he agrees or disagrees. But of course, any mention of Trump gets some people seething.
So apparently
And
he's no longer the Funkasaurus, he's now the Cablesaurus.
oh, there you go.
That's
Well,
interesting.
he's on cable a lot.
He sure is.
He is. He's on Fox every day.
Is it a
my
daily
mom,
show?
my mom loves the guy. No, he's on one of the. I don't
Panel
think it's
shows?
I don't think it's the 5, but he's on one of those shows with multiple people, like a round table,
Mm.
and he's on one. Dude, I do not watch the news. My mom loves him though. Loves him, and I'm like, you have any fucking clue who this guy is?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't, but she loves him. Now he was also asked if Vince McMahon would be showing up to the match. Now, a lot of people have asked this question. He hasn't been arrested for any crimes. It's not like he's, he even after the sexual allegations have been made. So Tyrus was saying that's one he really doesn't want to kind of get into. But he doesn't really want to say yes, or he doesn't really want to say no. He's not sure, but he doesn't think so because you don't really want to have two controversial people on one show. I think he's kind of saying, I think WWE is going to pick their poison here and not
He's like,
have two horrible people. We can get into Maven later. We can get in a minute, but I don't think WWE wants two, as viewed by the public, horrible people on their show at one time. It could happen, but go ahead, Smark. You look like you're ready. Go for it.
All right, so if you can't have two horrible people on one show, does that mean that we're not going to get Amy Schumer on the show either? Former John Cena co-star?
We might.
I would like to see just a very random ass panel of just like the most varied celebrities in the world for like John Cena's final match. Where you get like fucking you said you think Trump's gonna be there, so you get Trump, you get Amy Schumer, you get fucking Grumpy. Is Grumpy Cat still alive? Get fucking Grumpy Cat
I
out
don't
in the
think
mix.
so.
Dennis Rodman. Who else can we get? Fucking somebody from a K-pop group. Get them out there. Get BTS in the house.
I think The Rock will be there. As an honest question, you think The Rock shows up for this?
No. I mean, I see that it's a legitimate question, but like, if he wasn't there for WrestleMania, I don't know if he's going to be there for Cena's last match.
Because I mean, NORAD mentioned it. Shane, I could see Shane showing up, and oh my god, I would rather. I think if you're gonna have a McMahon there, Shane or Stephanie, or that's the one to have.
I think he intentionally did what I wanted to do because he just assembled the most random group of people: Shane, James Gunn, The Rock, and Fred. Which they all have connections to John Cena, but that is a very random group of celebrities.
James Gunn, I don't see him being there. I don't think he wants that much to do with wrestling. The Rock, we just mentioned The Rock. I kind of agree with Smark. I think if he wasn't at WrestleMania, this isn't big enough for him to be on.
It has happened with one horrible person during the Raw on Netflix premiere. I wonder who it is that you're who was that?
Oh.
I was going to say, I wonder who it is that you're referring to, but you kind of blew the bit there.
Just let the guy be fucking buried.
Well, that was, that was before he was dead. Obviously. It'd be a real surprise if it was after he was dead. Do you think he would get better
that would be.
Back from the dead to be on Raw?
That would be.
Let's see, for K-Rap, I wouldn't recommend BTS get Blackpink because they have interviewed huge sports stars such as Lewis Hamilton. I don't know who that other guy is. Erling Holland?
I don't even know who the fuck BTS is, but I could literally go in my fridge right now and I have a coffee with BTS on it. I got it from a place. I got it from a place I worked. But when I worked for the Korean, the Korean couple a while back, they had all this stuff from Korea, and one of them was that BTS coffee. I have it. I don't think I got rid of it. I might have. I should put it up behind me here. I might have it behind me. Wait a minute.
Let's see. All right, it's Triple H, HBK, JBL, RB. That's a lot of acronyms. Undertaker, Jerry Lawler, Shinsuke.
Well, Triple H will definitely be there. HBK, that's an obvious one. JBL, maybe. RVD, maybe. I can definitely see Taker going. Lawler.
Honestly,
sure.
To double
Flair,
back to the
nope.
Vince thing. I do think Vince is going to be there. I just don't think Vince is going to be on TV. I don't at all blame them for not putting him on TV, but I think he'll be in attendance. But then you also do the idea of if he's in attendance and somebody sees him, it's going to be a fucking firestorm of controversy either way.
True, but listen, we all know that Cena and McMahon, kind of like a father-son relationship almost. So it's not, I don't know. Listen, I know what everyone thinks about Vince. I think the guy's a piece of fucking garbage too. I really do. I think the guy's a piece of shit. But this was the company he built, and he should have the right to at least show up there if he wants to. I mean, if they want him there, he should be able to be there. Right now, he's accused, not convicted, innocent until proven guilty, right? Unfortunately, in today's climate, that's not the case. And unfortunately, the court of public opinion is stronger because of social media nowadays than anything. So, like I said, I think the guy is absolute fucking the lowest form of human being in the world. But he did build a company, and he should be able to be there and for his friends' last match. I mean, let's face it, McMahon built Cena.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why Cena has respect for him. Cena would not have the life he lives without Vince McMahon. He wouldn't. He plain and simple would not. And the fact that he respects him for giving him that life, I do not put John Cena on a bad pedestal for that. I don't. We're getting more names.
Ray Jr., Conan, R-Truth, Disco. I don't know about that one. Braun, Kelly. I don't know about that one either. Hornswoggle, Booker T, Mark, Bret Hart. I would bet you anything. I'd almost be willing to bet my life that Bret Hart will not be there. Stone Cold, Steve Austin, CM
Stone
Punk,
Cold.
Some of those guys are contractually obligated to show up there, but yeah, I don't think Bret Hart showing up.
No, I could definitely see Stone Cold showing up. I could see Kurt showing up. You got to remember, folks, Kurt was the first. I mean, that was his first feud. He interrupted Kurt Angle's promo, and Kurt basically said, "What do you have to offer?" And his answer was ruthless aggression. And the ruthless aggression era started. Not only did him and Kurt start the John Cena stuff, they started a whole new era in WWEF at the time. So yeah, I definitely see Kurt being there. I hope Kurt Angle was there.
I would lose my fucking mind if Disco Inferno showed up as a talking head and talked about how great John Cena was.
Oh, God,
that would be absolutely wild. I mean, I will give Norak a lot of credit for so far not mentioning either Jinder Mahal or Baron Corbin showing up.
True. Very true. But I mean, if Kurt is there, you got to have Baron Corbin there because he retired Kurt Angle.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Nora didn't think I was going to remember that, but I did.
I don't know if I remembered that, but you know, whatever.
Well, I sure as hell did. So, anyway, you know, we were talking about ticket prices earlier, which was completely unplanned, and I guess this ties right into the fact that TKO did announce their revenue for quarter 3 of 2025, and it's big. Just on the WWE side, they recorded TKO recorded a total revenue of 1.12 billion, a net income of 106.8 million, which is awesome. Now, if you break that down, WWE itself did 402.1 million, up 23% from last year. So that's pretty good. Now, since we're talking about ticket sales, when it comes to live events and, you know, hospitality, which is, you know, all the other stuff, which, you know, merch and all that shit, 82.5 million in revenue. Obviously, higher ticket sales definitely boosted this number for them. This is a significant increase. It is so much of an increase they didn't even want to put it in print. If that tells you anything, They didn't even want to print the increase, but it was a significant increase over last year. Smark, you can't hear, but Smark is laughing. There you go.
We've got wild shit going on here. First off, while we're talking about business, I guess breaking news: the release of GTA 6 was delayed by 1 year. If Cheese delayed release for 1 year, you'd have less kids. And then now NORAD just completely gone off the deep end with the shit. Wade, Heath, Ryback, Darren, Titus, Mick Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind, Santa Claus, Fred Flintstone. I think some of those, there's going to be logistical issues.
John Goodman's going to be there? That'd be fucking awesome.
In fucking full costume.
That would be fucking awesome. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. I like John Goodman.
And also, I believe he just listed all of Mankind's or Big Foley's gimmicks because Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Santa Claus.
They're all coming. He's going to just change every commercial. I'd love that. I'd love that. But yeah. Not only did higher ticket sales kind of bolster that that significant increase, but the 2-night SummerSlam, WrestlePalooza, and the launch of the ESPN deal really helped them do that. Media rights was a $248.9 million revenue this year for them.
Mm-hmm.
Higher fees driven by the once again, the ESPN deal was a big factor in them increasing that. And partnerships and marketing ended up at 39.9, huge escalation in marketing revenue. And again, like we said, the more everybody keeps going and not worrying about the money and buying everything, this is what's going to happen. WWE is going to keep charging more. And if y'all pay it, they're going to keep doing it. Speaking of John, did Rick Moranis portray Barney well? Yes, he did. I'm a Rick Moranis fan. No, it was Rick. You're right. It was Rick Moranis.
I mean, Rick Moranis was fine, but like Halle Berry was in that movie. Let's not lose sight of it.
Look, you put Halle Berry in any movie.
Halle Berry and Rosie O'Donnell. That is the worst, like, by comparison ever.
I am fine with Halle Berry in any movie. I can look at Halle Berry anytime. I do not mind ever looking at Halle Berry. I never. That girl is unbelievably gorgeous.
Why no Scooby-Doo? He and John Cena were in the same movie. That's for sure.
That is true. That is true. Vince was in that movie too. There's the Scooby-Doo, and they did a Jetsons movie with John Cena.
I remember that. But yeah, no. I normally don't like it when people complain. It's like, oh, it's too much wrestling. I hate when there's so much wrestling. You're like, whatever. Just don't fucking watch it. But I will say that New Japan deserves to be punished for the idea of putting it out there in the world of splitting fucking big events into 2 days. Like, I can't get down with that. Like, now every fucking WrestleMania is 2 days, SummerSlam's 2 days, and you 2 days Survivor Series before you know it. Like, ugh. New Japan needs to be punished for that shit.
It's all their fault.
Well, they did Wrestle Kingdom for 2 days, and then fucking they got the idea, well, if you can do Wrestle Kingdom for 2 days, you can do WrestleMania for 2 days. No.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, Smark? We were talking earlier about WWE doing less house shows. You want to know something?
What's that?
They had record house show revenue this year too. So there's not. I mean, look, there's not. I mean, UFC. Okay, here WWE did 402 total revenue. UFC itself did 352.5. They're down 8%, but they also have been growing by acquisition this year. They have been buying companies also and merging with, I mean, they just did a $7.7 billion media rights deal with Paramount starting in 2026. So whatever UFC and IMG lost, they are going to definitely recover next year. So I wouldn't worry about that. And with the Paramount deal and everything. And speaking
Mhm.
of the Paramount deals, Mark, I'm
That's
going to
right.
kind of tie this right into the kind of next story here. This is something I'm probably excited about. Probably no one really gives a shit about but with Paramount,
Less house
TKO.
shows, but still willing to overprice. I bet in 2026, Mr. Front Row and the Green Shirt Guy, do I hate that guy, will stop attending to decrease the chances of being in debt. Face green smile.
He might. He might stop, but I doubt it. Um, but the Paramount deal with TKO, TKO purchased, as I said before, I think it was IFC or IWC. I forget what it was, but when they purchased that, it was IWC. It also came with another company called Professional Bull Riders League, or PBR.
Mm-hmm.
And TKO just announced that they got a 5-year streaming deal with PBR on Paramount. So, like I said, I know not everybody's going to be excited about this, but I am a big fan of cowboys and bull riders,
Mm-hmm. I
and
hear you.
I love watching the PBR. And I'll tell you the truth, it's been hard to find. You'd have to right now go to the PBR app, buy the app, and watch it. Now I'll be able to go. I'm going to get Paramount back for this. I swear to God, I am. Just to watch PBR. I love watching. I've said before when I used to do the hunter jumpers, the horses, we shared a ring with these guys. These guys would be going on at night. I never knew the guys I was speaking with and talking to, but they were famous bull riders at the time. And I'm still a fan. These guys are fucking nuts. They are. Look at the fucking size of that goddamn bull. Look at the muscles on that fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to get on the back of that fucking massive beast. But if anybody is a PBR fan, I mean PBR used to come on. I think it used to come on before wrestling on the on either Spike or USA in the back in the day. It came on before or after wrestling for a while, and I would be there to watch it. I'd
I
be there.
want to say TNN or Spike because I feel like USA
Hmm.
was always the fucking dog shows because it would drive me mad as a kid. That fucking
Right.
Attitude Era Raw was postponed or moved to a different day, or like sometimes even I don't think they did a show 1 week or two because of the fucking Westminster dog show. It made me so angry.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was either TNN or Spike. I think you're 100% right on that. I think it was TNN when they turned into Spike, but I'm a big fan of PBR. Always have been. I think these guys are fucking crazy. I think these guys are fucking absolutely nuts. The rodeo clowns are just as crazy as the cowboys, maybe crazier.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of this. I'll be looking to watch. I literally will be. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get Paramount when this jumps off, just to watch PBR.
Nah, well, I
Yeah,
know what to say.
I'll I'll get the cheapest fucking thing they got just to watch it, but I will be watching PBR.
Well, it's the bulls and the blood, it's the dust and the mud, it's the thing they call it radio. Oh, wow.
What?
The fucking Garth Brooks song, it's the bulls and the blood, the dust and the mud, the thing they call radio. I think that's close enough to the right lyrics.
Okay, okay. Trying to think of the
He had
song.
multiple it's literally just called rodeo.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't heard.
He's had multiple songs about people, like, because there's one where the guy dies and his wife's all upset because she told him not to be in the rodeo, but then he died the rodeo. Now his wife's a ghost.
Oh,
That's an actual fucking, it's called The Beach of Cheyenne, I believe. It's a real fucking song. Woman becomes a ghost, and her husband was a bull rider, and some bullshit.
Sounds like a Lane Frost story.
Mm. Let's see.
But spoke to him a couple times. Didn't know it.
That dog
Didn't.
show and the U.S. Open were the best. Were the bane of rock. I fucking hated the U.S. Open too. Yeah.
I was always more upset about the dog show.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that fucking dog show. Bunch of fucking Pomeranians running around all fucking prepped up.
Oh yeah, it was always the worst dogs. There was never any of the cool dogs. There was no like fucking Rottweilers or German Shepherds or Pit Bulls.
No, bunch of little fucking yappy motherfuckers. I never even thought I'd have a little yappy dog, and then suddenly my wife came home with one, and I love that little dog.
I can't do it. I mean, I'm glad any dog of any kinds have homes, but there you can't be homes with me. I can't do the little dogs.
I never thought I would have one or anything because we've got medium to large dogs here. But I mean, you should see the two puppies that I had. They are not puppies anymore. But we've got our little Rose, and she's she won't leave me alone. She's my little snuggle bug. I wake up in the morning and she's literally like spooning with me. I mean, she's only this big, so it's like not a big deal. But she is my little snuggle bug. She somehow became my dog more after my dog passed.
I do slightly envy your situation because I had the same situation of like spooning with the dog, and not only spooning with the dog, but being pressed against this fucking wall back here because the 80-pound pit bull that I have likes to snuggle and likes to force me as deep into the bed as possible. He gets all the bed, I get 10%.
I have the mom of the two puppies that we have is a very snuggly dog too. And we sleep with 3 dogs in the room, and she doesn't. The little one doesn't always get her spot. Sometimes the big dog takes it, but she always finds a way to just cuddle up with me. She's one way or another touching me, whether it's with her foot or her head or her body. She's touching me all night, one way or the other. She just can't be without touching me and sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, let's get to our last little thing here on this, and then we'll get into Dynamite. So we talked a little bit about Marco's stunt a few weeks ago. The guy's busting his ass out there selling cars, trying to make a living. I got no issue with what he's doing. I actually respect the shit out of what he's doing. He's out there trying to fucking make a living. But it looks like one wrestling show, and I believe he lives in Memphis, Mark.
Okay.
And one wrestling promotion, Memphis Wrestling, decided they were going to pick him up to be an on-air, not wrestler, but kind of talent and mentor. So Memphis Wrestling announced that Marco Stunt is now a part of their team and won't be wrestling because he really can't wrestle. He's kind of fucked up. So he's going to be a coach pretty much over there at Memphis Wrestling and an on-air talent, probably a manager or something like that. So this is great. He's got a little extra income from this now, and he can, do what he's doing. So I respect a lot of the hustle Marco Stunt has going on right now. And I want this guy to be successful outside of wrestling. I really do. Because I got to tell you, a lot of people would not have made that video. They would have been embarrassed to make that video that he made that we played last week or 2 weeks ago of him selling cars. A lot of people wouldn't have done that. They would have been embarrassed. And the fact that he nutted up and did it and said, I got to make a living, I really respect him for what he did. And the fact that he's out there, and I really, really want this guy to be successful outside of wrestling. because he seems like a good guy that wants to go out there in the world and work and do what he's got to do to take care of himself. And I respect the shit out of what he's doing. I'm not gonna. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, no, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not trying to get a GoFundMe. He's not doing this. He's not trying to live off of what little bit of fame he has. He's busting his ass.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, selling cars is not an 8 to 5 job. You are not working 8 to 5. You are there in the morning. You are usually there till night, especially when you're just starting. You are usually there until dark, all the time till open to close. Some of these guys selling cars, especially if they're having a bad month or a bad week. I respect Marco's stunt, and I really hope he becomes successful outside of wrestling and keeps being able to do what he loves. So good for him.
That's what I see every night.
That's really all. Look,
every morning it's this. Let's see. There's one more.
Is that what you, hi.
Just every morning.
You awake? Are we ready to play?
Can't even do that. I'm getting up early because that's what I see every morning. He's always fucking super excited. That's jazz.
That's a good thing. He's excited to see you and get up and go do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He sent the Natalia peanut butter video.
I remember this. We were talking about this last week. Apparently, allegedly, I haven't seen the video, but he had insinuated that Natalia put peanut butter on her unmentionables.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this pulled up here and see how I can do this. Hold on a second.
And I'm glad that you posted it on Facebook because I completely forgot that I very much want to see this video.
Okay. All right, here it is.
Oh?
Hold on. I got volume. I'm going to share the screen. We're probably going to get fucking flagged for this.
I mean, depending on the contents of this video for any number of reasons.
Share screen. There it is. Okay. You see it?
Yes.
Here we go. Listen, Rhonda, think that their dog hates me and that I hate dogs. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to gently rub the peanut butter on my inner thigh. And then we're going to see whose dog likes who.
That's bizarre and really freaking weird.
You know what? Sometimes you gotta live your life on the edge to get results.
What?
This peanut butter's great.
And no one can now eat out of that jar because you've now licked and spooned and licked and spooned.
So do you think I should put it on my legs like that?
I don't think you should do anything. This is weird. What are you doing?
I'm putting it.
You're not putting it in your pants. You're not putting it in your pants.
Oh my God.
I've seen some weird in my life, but this has got to be the weirdest.
I think Sonia Deville is correct. That is pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty weird.
Because, I mean, there's really no other possible way that you could interpret that.
Besides, Natalia's just a freak.
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, that was her first go-to. You could have literally just been like, look, I'm going to put some peanut butter on my finger, or I'm going to get, like, a potato chip. The dog, like, just any food would have worked. Dogs love human food. As long as you're not giving them, like, fucking pork with chocolate or something. Like, grab a potato chip, grab a piece of bread. That would have been my first thought. Not necessarily, hey, I need to rub peanut butter adjacent to my genitals, and that'll get the dog to love me.
Piece of cheese. They love cheese.
They do love cheese.
They love cheese. My dogs will almost kill you for some cheese. So, all right, I guess we can. I don't even know what to say about
that dog loves. I'll prove that the dog likes me. It's like, ew, please leave my home. See, this is why John Cena did all that crazy shit about like fucking
rub some peanut butter on my vag and see if the dog likes me. I bet he does. God. Ready to put on a dog
That is
mask and go to her. If I put on a dog mask and go to her house, is that illegal?
show up dressed like Scooby Doo.
Peanut butter. Okay. Rummy. Okay.
Just that whole family.
Want some Reggie? Okay.
That whole family. Like,
Oh God.
there's like an A&E documentary about Bret Hart that goes in some really weird directions that he himself was responsible for. Fucking Natalia, what we just saw was weird. Like Teddy Hart. I mean, the only one that like wasn't like really bizarre was Owen.
Owen, and he was like a great prankster from what they say. So he had a good sense of humor too.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a little different, but I guess we can get into Dynamite and then wrap this bad boy up. Not too much. Like I said, Dynamite was very heavily blood and guts kind of geared. I'm using every one of their fucking things. It was very geared toward kind of pushing blood and guts, which is what it's supposed to do. It's coming up next week. We started out with a little segment with the Ops. Obviously, they were pissed at Tony Schiavone and Hangman, but Schiavone was out there first. The Ops came out and bitched at him a little bit. We did have Hangman come out and kind of cover for Tony Schiavone. Hook and Eddie Kingston came out, which was all right. We get a match with them later. All those guys, Eddie Kingston and Hook and everybody. But this is where we start getting the advantage matches, which kind of came up this week. And we got one here with Claudio and Orange Cassidy. It was a good match. It was a very good match, actually. I like Claudio and Orange Cassidy. They work well together. But we did have Claudio win this match, so that gave the Death Riders a 1-0 lead.
Mm-hmm.
Which then brought us to a little segment with Mark Briscoe and Smark's favorite, Don Callis, and Kyle Fletcher. It was a funny segment, but this basically led to a match at Full Gear, which we already mentioned, with Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. No DQ. But Don Callis added a stipulation that if Mark Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis family. Which that's exactly what we need, is this family to get bigger. Exactly what we need. Also, there was a backstage segment. They're making the Young Bucks match a $1 million trios match. So that's another little backstage segment we had with Don Callis kind of praising himself for being I still like the Broke Bucks. I think they should make this storyline. I hope they make this storyline go longer because it's a great storyline. We had some women's matches coming up here. We had the Women's World Tag Team Championship Tournament quarterfinal. It was the Babes of Wrath, which is Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, and they defeated Athena and Mercedes, which was a little surprising because Mercedes actually lost something. But of course, Athena took the pin. It was a good match, though. I like Willow and Harley. I think anything with Harley is definitely good. She's just always funny. But Chris Statlander did come down and have a little bit of help with her and Billy Starks both actually came down and helped the baby faces win that match.
Came as surprises to me when the winner of the match was going to face the heel team, the Triangle
Yeah.
Madness. So it's like, all right, that's the first indicator that maybe the heel team in this match might not win. And then the second indicator that something was probably going to be afoot was that one team had a team name and the other team did not.
Yeah, and as far as team names, I do prefer calling the Triangle of Madness the Sisters of Sin. It's much more sexy.
Sure.
I just like calling them the Sisters of Sin. It just sounds like a porn movie waiting to be made, or might already be. I'm sure it is.
It has to be.
Has to be. Then we had the announcement, as me and Smark already talked about, so we don't need to talk about that anymore. We don't need to do that anymore, but they had a little bit of another match for the Blood and Guts advantage. This was Darby Allin and Daniel Garcia. Once again, I'm going to say Daniel Garcia is trying to be like this dark character, and it's not working. He is so unintimidating. It's not even funny. Not even.
Notice
Go ahead.
that for some reason they kept blurring out the bottom of his shoes, Daniel Garcia's.
No, I didn't notice that. I wonder if he didn't have wrestling boots or he had to wear some Nikes or something.
I'm thinking probably some Nikes or something, some sort of unaffiliated, fucking sponsored attire.
Probably. But Darby picks this win up, and now we're tied at 1-1 for the advantage match. Death Riders, of course, came down, and the conglomeration came down. They brawled after the match. Whatever. Now we get John Moxley and fucking Mickey Mouse Strong for Collision on Saturday. Luckily, I won't be watching, so I don't give a shit. We had an FTR promo. They came out there because they're going to be going up against Brodito. They did lock Brodito in a room before the brawl came out. Yeah, whatever. It was
two quick things. First thing, does Cash Wheeler not realize that the microphone amplifies one's voice naturally and you do not need to shout into the microphone? It made me laugh because he was like trying to get over the idea that he was like angry about something, but he wasn't really emoting anger. He was just talking louder, which I thought was kind of funny because like as somebody who they always talk about how influenced by Bret Hart they were. This was a Bret Hart-ass promo where he just came out and he raised his voice, but he didn't actually seem angry. And then it was Bandito's mom that they were talking to, I think, or her grandmother. I wasn't entirely sure. And it was funny because like they were trying to piss her off, but she was just being very even keel and nice in her responses. Like they asked her how old she was to make fun of her. She's like, actually, I am, and they cut her off. And then they did one more other thing. I forget what it was, but she was just like very kind and like enthusiastic to be talking about her son, and then they kept cutting her off. It made me laugh.
Yeah, she's this sweet old lady, and they're like trying to. It didn't click. It didn't click because you felt bad for her completely. You're like, oh my god, she's so sweet. Leave her alone. Then we had a women's match for the Blood and Guts advantage. It was Megan Bayne defeating Mina Shirakawa with Tony Storm down there on commentary. So that leaves them Bayne's team 1-0 lead in the women's series. And we got another brawl after this match with the two teams, which was probably expected. But we then get to the main event, which was the Ops. It was a trios title match is what it was. And it was, which got set up in the beginning, which I kind of forgot to mention. But it was the Ops versus Adam Page, Hook, and Eddie Kingston. The Ops did retain the titles. Hobbs submitted Hook with a torture rack, which I thought was good. Good to put Hobbs over right there. And that was really it. I mean, basically, the show just kind of ended. That was really it. Nora asks, where is Christian Cage? I think since Edge took some time off, Christian's going to take some time off. I think once Nick Wayne is ready to come back, we're going to see Christian ready to come back. Those two still need to have a feud. And I think right now there's just nothing for Christian to do until Nick Wayne is back. So Edge is gone. No reason to get that whole thing going again. Edge is filming, Percy Jackson and blah, blah, blah. So I think they just got Christian kind of on the sidelines right now until Nick Wayne comes back, and that feud still has to happen. And once it does, I see him and Adam Copeland getting back together kind of full strength, and I see one last run with ENC.
Yeah, probably.
That's how I see it happening. I could be wrong. I am wrong a lot, but I think that's what they're doing with Christian right now, giving him a little bit of a break. There's just nothing for him to do. There's just nothing. I mean, I'm fine seeing Mama Wayne on TV every week, but there's no reason to put her on right now.
Right. Now, it says FTR has go away heat like Ricochet. I agree with half of that sentence. I agree with FTR having go away heat, but I kind of like what Ricochet's been doing.
I agree.
Because, I mean, he very much, the whole point of his gimmick is that he's supposed to be as annoying as humanly possible, which I can still understand you just not wanting to see that, but I enjoy it.
And I got to be honest with you, FTR's heat is all on them, because you've got Dax who goes online and decides to bitch and piss and moan about everything like some little fucking baby. And then you've got the guy who draws guns on people and can't control his anger. I mean, their hate is their fault. All of the fucking heat they have is manufactured by their own fucking fault. I mean, Dax should not be this little bitch online, which made them look horrible. Even in WWE, he was doing this shit, which made him look horrible. And he brought it right over to AEW, and he bitched and moaned. Had to stop his podcast even because he bitched and moaned so much. No one gave a fuck.
If I remember correctly, we read that press release, and I could not stop laughing. I was in tears. I think he literally was saying that he stopped doing the podcast because people kept hurting his feelings.
No, he actually blamed people threatening his daughter on why he stopped the podcast. And we even said we don't believe that. We think it's because he's a little bitch and can't take the fucking criticism. And I think that's 100% the reason. And like I said, fucking, the other guy just likes pulling guns on people. That's control your anger, dude.
He's universally the more tolerable of the two.
True. I will agree with that. Even with the gun thing, he's more tolerable. But because he doesn't go online and bitch, piss, and moan like some little fucking middle school girl.
I would rather hang out with a guy who may or may not pull a gun on me than somebody who, as we'd like to use this term before in reference to somebody else, loves sucking his own dick.
I mean, you kind of do. I may or may not pull a gun on you during the show. You never know.
There's a reason why I showed up time this week.
It shouldn't scare you. I can't do anything. I have a knife. I always have a knife.
That's not a knife.
This is a knife. Always got my knife. Always got my knife. Got to have a license for my knife. Got to have a concealed weapons license for that one. Because it's an automatic knife. I need a new one. Every now and then it just stops in the middle of going back down. These have lifetime warranties, though.
Hey.
Well, for $99. But they're called Cobra Tech. And they're lifetime warranty. So I can just send it back and get a new one if I need it. And I'm gonna, eventually. I'll probably let it get a little more beat up. It still works. That's what matters.
Right on.
So, but I think that's it, man. You got anything? Anything else? You did have something else you wanted to mention.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of people putting peanut butter on their genitals to befriend dogs, Natalia was in a promotion called Shimmer at one point, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary today. There's a lot of people posting about it on social media. Kind of spurred my memory there. I mean, it was influential. I don't know if it's still running, but there was a lot of people who essentially, like, if you weren't one of the people that WWE brought in via like modeling or bodybuilding, chances are you're probably in Shimmer. Ruby Soho was in Shimmer, Natalia was in Shimmer. Fucking Asuka, before she became Asuka, did a couple of appearances there. She didn't work there regularly, but there was a lot of people that was in that promotion because like early 2000s, TNA eventually ended up getting a good women's division, but for a long time there, it was just WWE, and they were doing the Diva Surge and shit back then. They weren't actually looking for women that could wrestle, so it provided an opportunity for people that actually could wrestle to wrestle and be accosted by strange men in trench coats during the autograph signings, but, you know, to wrestle.
Hey, you know, you take the good with the bad.
Those poor girls. Like, this was before OnlyFans and shit, where you could actually like make money off of weirdos who like stalked you online. Like, you just kind of had to put up with their bullshit.
Yeah, now at least you can make them pay. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good thing.
Maybe.
All right. Then we wanted to get into a in-depth election talk. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't live in any of those states that things happen, so I'm not even gonna get into it. I will say good luck, New York, and I'll leave it at that. But the only thing I saw in the news that fucking blew my mind was that that UPS plane that crashed in Kentucky. Did you see the video of that?
No, I saw the headline.
Oh,
I was looking for things.
There's a dude that was in like either an Amazon truck or a UPS truck that caught it on his dash cam. It shows the end because the engine fell off. So it shows the engine hit the ground and start a huge flame. And then the plane comes behind it and just ignites everything. And it just looks like a fucking nuke went off. It is a scary video to watch, man. And I mean, I guess we can thank God it wasn't a commercial flight. It was just, a UPS plane, but a few people lost their life on that plane, and that was a scary, scary thing to watch, man. That dude was scared. And he was in a vehicle, but that was about the only thing in the news that really blew my fucking mind this week is watching that. Everything else is just bullshit politics and things that we're not going to get into on this show.
Not necessarily, not politically at all motivated, but in sports adjacent news, apparently Antonio Brown has been arrested on attempted murder and extradited to the U.S. from India. He was a former NFL wide receiver and current crazy person. So good for him, I guess.
Who?
Antonio Brown, he was a former Pittsburgh wide receiver, played for the Bucks, said a lot of crazy things.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't know about that. That's crazy, man.
It's if you want to do some light reading, go ahead and check out his Wikipedia. He's had some unfortunate incidents with the law, which were primarily his fault, but they're very interesting. He's an interesting man.
Might need to check that out. Absolutely. But we'll let you guys go. So you guys enjoy the weekend. Thank you, chat room. Thank you, downloaders. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Smark. And I guess on that note, we'll be back here next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Wrestling Outlet. Boxman, and that gentleman over there, Smark. We'll be back here next week. And I think that's about it. Has been a crazy week. We just kind of rolled through it there. Oh, Norab lives in New York. Norab, tough it out, my brother. You'll be all right. He can't do half the things he says he's going to do. So don't worry about it. He's already begging y'all for money to do the things he wants to do. So he lives near New York. Okay. That's all right, Nora. Just be happy. I'm glad you're back home, and I know you've been enjoying it. And good night to you, sir. Good night to you, Smart. Good night to all of you, and we will get this bad boy put up as early as we can, probably tomorrow. Will I watch Stuttering John's movie one day? Yes. One day, yes. I think that's my best answer right there. One day I will. And when I do, I will come on here and I will talk about it. You enjoy yourself. Y'all have a good weekend. Thanks again. And we will